You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Friday. I'm your in-studio host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We have Kimberly Perot out and about in Solaris, and we have all things bagels, Avon history, and the weather. Oh my, it's going to be a great Friday. So sit back, have that cup of coffee, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at that weather outside today. 8 a.m., 22 degrees, a high of 36. Partly cloudy and winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to be a beautiful day out there. 8 a.m., 22 degrees, partly cloudy, then noon 31. 4 p.m. 33 degrees and mostly sunny, a little bit less of that cloud coverage. And then 8 p.m., 22 degrees and clear skies. So gorgeous day ahead. Get on out there and have some fun in that sunshine and bundle up. Eagle 41 degrees, Avon 38 with a little bit more cloud coverage, Vail 36, and Denver a whopping 56. I love it. I'm always shocked by the Denver temperatures. Tonight a low of 11 degrees, mostly clear, and sunset at 5:51. Winds south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Saturday mostly sunny and 44 degrees, and then a low of 17. Sunday 45, a low of 27. Now we're going to see Monday, Tuesday, some of that precipitation heading in for early week. Snow showers and 44 degrees, a low of 28. Tuesday, I should say Monday, 60% chance of snow. Tuesday, 80% chance. Snow showers 36 on Tuesday, a low of 8. And then Wednesday, 34 and sunny. The sun is back in a low of 13. Let's take a look at that Beaver Creek snow report. 2 inches in the last 24, 4 in the last 48, 191 inches for the season total, and 64 inches for the base depth. Lift hours 8:30 to 4 p.m. in Beaver Creek, so a little different than Vail. 25 lifts open in Beaver Creek, 166 trails open. We finally got it 100% of the train open. Super stoked on that. So really good for Beaver Creek. Vail Mountain, 0 inches in the last 24, but 2 in the last 48. 205 inches for the season total, 64 inches for the base depth. Now in Vail Mountain, lift hours are 8:30 to 3:30 p.m. 31 lifts open for Vail Mountain, 277 trails open, and 99%, not bad at all for the train open in Vail Mountain. So that is a pretty awesome report for Vail and Beaver Creek. Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come on this Friday morning.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This Saturday and Sunday, there will be live music at Gambit Bar, Shakedown Bar, Park Hyatt Beaver Creek, the Red Lion, the Blue Cow, the Weston Riverfront, and the Revel Lounge at the Hythe. On Saturday, Aritza's Spanish Tapas and Wine in Beaver Creek will have a live flamenco show. Also on Saturday, Chasing Rabbits will have an intimate night of grooves with Trace Mortimer and Monty Kiddo, and House Calls with Rossi at Chasing Rabbits is on Sunday. Also on Saturday night is Cocktails and Clay at the Alpine Arts Center in Edwards. You can join and make ceramic aspen vases, and registration is at alpineartcenter.org. And the sky is the limit when it comes to the Youth Aviation Program. They'll be building a full-size biplane on Saturday at the Eagle County Regional Airport. Check out Eagle Aviators for more info on how to register. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV88 Instagram for more info, and as always, spread the good vibes. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
It's Kimberly here, and boy oh boy is it a gorgeous morning, and who doesn't love a delicious and quick and easy grab and go breakfast. Ross and I get into the kitchen and we made a 3-ingredient bagel. That's only 3 if you don't include the toppings that we made, but let's take a look at it and see all those delicious and easy ways to jumpstart your morning. You know, it is a morning, which means we're having coffees and bagels. Yeah. Just kidding, we're gonna make the bagels here in the kitchen.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good one. I love a good bagel, but you know, I always don't love how heavy it is. Yeah. So I always look for healthier alternatives to things. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how to make the easiest 2-ingredient, well, technically 3 if you count the salt, but a 3-ingredient bagel.
Awesome.
Yeah, so are you a big bagel guy?
Yeah, I love the versatility of bagels.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What do you like to put on it? What's your favorite topping?
Usually cream cheese, or make a sandwich out of a bagel, like a bagel sandwich, a nice bacon, egg, and cheese or something.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah,
It's so
just
good.
The versatility of the bagel.
Same. I love it too. My mom grew up in New York, and so I've grown up on New York style bagels. Nice. But this is a quick option that's really delicious. But it's really great. So you make it in the air fryer, and we actually have one on the way right now, so I can't wait to show our audience what that looks like. But we've got Greek yogurt, so it's very protein packed, and that's going to be the binding ingredient, and then self-rising flour. So easy. 2 ingredients, very simple. But if you didn't have the self-rising flour, you can just do regular flour and baking powder. So cool. Yeah, pretty easy, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and do 1 cup of Greek yogurt and 1 cup of flour. We pre-measured the flour out so that we don't have to spill it all over the kitchen. But Ross, I'll let you go ahead and fill up this measuring cup with the Greek yogurt.
Do I just use the spoon?
Just use the spoon and just make sure that it's even, because you have to make sure that these ingredients are equally measured. So, no pressure. We're just hanging out watching Ross put the Greek yogurt into our measuring cup, and this is 1 cup. This makes 4 bagels, which is great. And so it sounds like we've got a bagel that's finished there in the oven, in the air fryer, I guess I should call it. It's a really great little air fryer. This is a mini air fryer. It probably would make about 2 bagels at once, but I'll go ahead and show you what it's gonna look like. Now you can make these more round, toasty, nice and hot. You can make it more round, but we just went ahead and did a little bit of a hole in the middle, and it's really just kind of like a bagel without the hole in it.
Even better.
So
More bagel.
More bagel. It looks great. So we're going to keep it nice and toasty while we're in here, but we'll show everybody how to make the dough. So looks great. Ross, if you want to, actually, we'll start with the dry ingredient, and then we'll add the wet ingredient into it. So this is 1 cup of self-rising flour. already measured out, just to save us the hassle of having to clean up flour in the kitchen.
Love
That's
that.
my only qualm with baking is flour getting everywhere, you know. So I just usually grab a brownie mix if I can at home.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Instead of having to measure out all the different powders that happen in the kitchen, all the baking powders. All right, great. So we've got our flour in here. We're just gonna make a nice little hole here. And then I'm going to scoop it in and
That's exactly 1 cup.
it's exactly,
Yeah, exactly
1 cup.
1 cup,
Yeah,
yep.
exactly. So you can see it's very easy. I don't know. It's a fun one. This is a great thing. You can make like a big batch at home
Nice.
and put a bunch in the freezer. And you know, you've got bagels and protein for days.
Love that. And if you want to do more, you just double.
You just
everything?
double it. Yeah,
Deal?
double, triple,
Easy.
whatever you want to do. I'm going to let you go ahead
Okay.
and do the stirring there. So you just, nice and easy, you just kind of fold the wet or the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. So it just takes your time and it'll eventually get very sticky. And that's what we want in order to make these bagels. So you're doing a great job. How's it feel?
It feels great.
You're mixing it really well, and you just kind of, you can scrape the spatula on the edge of the bowl if you need to kind of get the dough off the side of it there. Yeah, just like that. You know, and if you ever want to give me the stirring back, I
I got this.
I think you're crushing it.
Got this.
But this is just a really fun and quick and easy breakfast option. And then if you like a bagel, like you mentioned, as a sandwich, you've got great things at home to make a sandwich. I love to put cream cheese and smoked salmon.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Oh, yeah.
snack time meal.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. You know, do you have a favorite kind of cream cheese?
There's different kinds.
There is, you know, I like to infuse my cream cheeses. So I do a lot of like chives and garlic and
Okay.
herb added into mine. You can buy it at the store, but I like to put a little extra touch in.
Jalapenos? Do they do a jalapeno
They
cream
do.
cheese? Love that.
And if they don't, we can do it too.
I like
you know?
that.
It's that easy.
I like that.
That's that easy. It's looking great. So yeah,
It's getting there.
it is getting there. So I'm gonna give you a different task.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Time to eat the bagel.
Time to eat the bagel. But actually, we're going to do an egg wash in this one and we'll make them in everything bagel.
Okay, awesome.
So if you wouldn't mind just cracking this egg into there.
Perfect.
Into this little container, and then you're just going to whisk it up. And then I'll show you a really fun trick afterwards. So while you do that, I'm going to continue folding in this dough. You can see that there. It's just getting stickier, a little bit harder to mix, which is good because that's what we want. Well, that's the consistency that we want.
We're going to whisk this guy up.
Just whisk it up, and you know what we're gonna do with the egg afterwards. And I guess this is an added ingredient because we're making them everything bagels. But this will make the everything but the bagel seasoning stick to it. Yeah, looking great. So we're just doing that. Mixing it up. The dough is getting a little bit harder to get that flour to stay in there, and that's perfect because that's exactly what we want. It's looking great, looking like dough. Can you believe it? Just 2 ingredients,
That's it.
and here we are.
Easy.
It would be 3 if we were using regular flour, because then we'd have to use baking powder. But either way, our dough is looking awesome.
And then if you don't have an air fryer, can you just throw this in an oven?
Throw it in the oven.
Easy.
Yeah, really easy. You can put the oven at 400 degrees, you know, bake it for 15 minutes or so.
Nice.
You want to make sure the inside is crispy, but, you know, the good news is if it's not, there's no egg in this.
Yeah.
Not saying you should eat it, but it's really simple to continue to make that. All right, great. So we've got our dough. It's looking good, and it's okay if like not everything is there. So the next fun piece of this is we've got our flour, and we're about to make a little bit of a mess in here. I'm going to show you what we're doing next. We can just throw that down.
Do you know what kind of bagels fly?
Yes, a plain bagel.
You got it. You got it. I saw those wheels turning in that head. Yep,
I
a
had to
plain
think
bagel.
about it. You know, so I love dad jokes.
Yeah.
I looked up a dad joke yesterday, and that was the one that I looked up.
Oh, no way. Nice.
Not intentional for today, but here we go. We're just going to throw some flour down on our, because even though they're a little bit sticky, we just want to make sure that it doesn't stick to the surface here.
Right.
And then this is going to be the fun part where we get to be creative. We take the dough, dump it onto our surface. Here it is. You're welcome to get in here, or I'll just
I think
do it.
you're crushing
I think I'll
this.
just do it. We roll it into a bowl, or a ball, just like that. And, you know, it's not going to stick to our surface, which is great because we have the flour now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can roll it into a ball just like that, and then you can do this. And if you want to make it a bagel shape, it will puff up and rise while you're cooking it.
Okay.
You know, that's not my best bagel shape there, but
it's beautiful.
You know, we'll just
It's
make it
beautiful.
look pretty. So that's how we do our first bagel.
Okay.
And then what we're gonna do, and actually you can grab that spoon right there in the Greek yogurt. It's okay that it's got a little bit of Greek yogurt on it. We'll take this knife here, just scrape some of that off, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is just take a little bit of this egg wash. And if you had like a paper towel, you can sometimes use that to spread it around. But I'm just getting down and dirty on this wonderful Tuesday morning. And just do a little bit of that. Spread it around, and then Ross, here's what you can do. You ready for this?
Ready.
You can sprinkle the everything but the bagel seasoning on the top of that.
Love it.
Just like that. I'm gonna continue to roll this next set right here. We're just gonna roll it in, make it into a ball. Now if it gets a little bit sticky, that's okay. You just kind of add more flour into it. Looking great. Looking great.
Love it.
Awesome. So, and we can show what it would look like when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing a,
Gonna do a heart
Something.
shape. Gonna do a Valentine's Day heart shape bagel.
you know,
here.
the dough is not quite as malleable as like a traditional dough, but we can try. You know, for all those lovers out there.
That's it.
Right? There's one more, and then
I like to.
we don't want to dirty your hands.
I'm a little weirdo that likes to keep his hands clean.
Awesome. These are things that I like to do on the weekends if I'm not out on the hill, which
It probably tastes so much better than one out of a bag, right?
it does. It really does.
Yeah,
It's actually
real
nice
fresh.
and light and fluffy. It's not as dense as a traditional
Yeah.
bagel, and it's just great. And they're mini guys, so you're not super stuffed when you're finished eating them.
So you can have 4 or 5 and feel good about yourself.
It's true, exactly. All right, well, our bagels are looking good, minus this last one. There we go. So it makes about 4. You know, if I had evenly distributed the dough a little bit better, you know, we can make them more aesthetically pleasing. But they are pretty darn delicious. I cannot wait to show the audience what these will look
Yeah.
like. But then you pop them in the air fryer at about 300 and you let them bake for about, I don't know, anywhere from like 10 to 12 minutes. And then you've got a perfect mini bagel. So it's going to be quite delicious. We'll show them off later in the show. But this is how you get started, and you get to rock and roll with them.
Easy.
So I am so excited. These bagels look great. They look more like a homemade biscuit because they are just risen. They look delicious, as you can see, with the egg wash nice and golden on the tops. And then we've got one that were popped here in the delicious toaster. So I'm going to try this and enjoy my breakfast. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Master TV at Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher, making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? China Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chena Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, our valley is filled with so much rich history, and while I may be standing here in the middle of Vail Village, a sweet and quaint and quiet little town down the road, Avon, has so much history. Did you know that it was known for the crop of head lettuce? But we'll learn all of that and more as we look at this segment and learn all about the history of the town of Avon.
This is the History of Avon episode, and I am thrilled to have two local historians with me today to just tell us all about this fabulous town. As I mentioned in the introduction, I have Kim Nottingham. I think we go no further than her name and the history that it brings to this town, as well as Kathy Hiker, who is the president of the Eagle County Historical Society. So with that, before we jump into the town, ladies, I would love for you to tell our viewers, why Vail? How long have you been here? Why do you call it home? And, what is it that just brings out the best of you and your families here? Yeah, Kim, I think you need to go first.
I need to go first. Well, my dad was born in Avon in 1930. He was part of the ranching family that was here.
And your dad's Maury?
My dad, Maury. And so he was here until 1947. He left because he did not want to be a rancher. So he went to off to pursue other endeavors, but he did always love skiing, and so that's what brought us back to the valley in 1968. We moved to Vail in 1968 as a family, so that's where I was able to grow up between Avon and Vail.
And Kim, what is it that you do now? You've been very involved in the mountains and with Vail Resorts too. So tell us a little bit about what you do now.
Well, I've been with Vail Resorts 40 years, so I started teaching skiing, and I got in the product sales end of it, and now I'm in guest services. So it's part of who I am, serving guests that come to this valley.
And for the viewers, if you're ever at Beaver Creek, stop in the Slopeside Lounge and just say hello to Kim and thank her for spending time with us here on this episode. So, now Kathy, what about you?
I came to the Valley right out of college in 1972 with a journalism degree. Grew up in Denver, but always wanted to work in the mountains. And I found a job at a little weekly newspaper in Eagle, the Eagle Valley Enterprise, where they hired me to be the editor, which was also the photographer, the ad salesman, and the reporter.
Oh, so you were a one-lady show?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And kind of got captured by the small town living, where you knew everybody and an easy walk out your door to some great scenery and hikes and outdoor activities. So, kind of got captured by this valley.
Yeah, it's not hard to be captured by it in so many different ways. And actually, before we go on, and speaking of this valley, is there a little happy fact, an unknown fact that either the two want to share to our viewers that people may not know about you?
Well, I guess because my last name, people think I was probably born here, but I was born in Aspen when my when my parents were ski bums. So again, my dad following his passion and my mom, following my dad, and so starting a family. So that's where I was born.
I love that, and it shows that when you came back here, there's a reason why you came back here, because this Vail is so captivating. So, Kathy?
Oh, I would say because of all the time I spend, I write local history books and working in the archives and stuff, I often can pass along the gossip of the 1880s and 1890s in Eagle County better than I can tell you what's going on today.
Oh, I love that. You know something, we might have to have coffee afterwards, because even just talking about Kim's family, it just sparks up a type of history that I just love. And so, well, thank you for sharing that with us. And for our viewers, she's an author of multiple history books. Are they all here in the Valley?
Yes, at the
Okay.
Bookworm, at the Eagle Pharmacy, and so forth, or online through EagleCountyHistoricalSociety.com.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, speaking of history and speaking of books, let's talk a little bit about Avon. So let's talk about the history. Where did it start? And actually, I'm going to ask the both of you to kind of just tell the story. So, Kathy, how about if you just start it, and then when we get to the family piece of this, it would be great for Kim to share her side of this.
Okay, Avon got its start as a ranching community, and in the 1880s, most of the people who were initially drawn to this county came for the mining. They were mining silver up on Battle Mountain. But that's a very boom and bust kind of economy. It's got its ups and downs, and it's difficult work in the mines. So after people get tired of that unstable situation, they start looking elsewhere for opportunities, and they venture down the valley, see these bottomlands and their potential for agriculture, and the Homestead Act enabled them to acquire land for free if they would stay on it for 5 years, make improvements, which could be removing the rocks and plowing the field, or building a cabin, or building a fence. Then they could own it. So it was an opportunity. They came here for the opportunity. Definitely, mining is always a big factor in Eagle County, but after about 1900, agriculture was the bigger economic driver for the county.
And what were they mining for back then?
Silver was the big one. They were certainly looking for gold. Then, over the years, other metals on Battle Mountain became important. Zinc, molybdenum, they're elements that strengthen steel. Those mines thrived during the World Wars. There was need for what they offered.
And you mentioned the Homestead Act. What year was that?
I believe 1862, around there.
Because then that's a great segue into the Nottingham family, because they were key in utilizing the Homestead Act. So
right.
Kim.
So my great grandfather William Nottingham was not the first homesteader in Avon, but he bought the first homestead from the Herwick family, and I learned that it was he paid $800 for the rights to 160 acres and the improvements that had been made, including the cabin and the animals and all of that, to the 160 acres. So that was about 1882 that he bought that the rights to that homestead.
And so tell us a little bit about how your family enacted the Homestead Act for their family at the time, because Kathy, as you said, it's about enhancing the homestead. So Kim, continue on with the chronological piece of this.
So William had come out from Iowa by himself for the mining, and he was a teamster and entrepreneur. He was hauling logs and whatnot. So he finally brought his family out from Iowa with 3 children, his wife Angeline, and then 3 of their children. And they kind of lived between Bell's Camp, which was the mining camp below Red Cliff, and above the ghost town now of Gilman. So that was the area where 3 more of the children were born. And once they had their land in Avon, they kind of lived between both places. And it seems like in the summers they were down in Avon, but then in Bell's Camp they were up there in the winter because of the schooling for the children, because Avon had no infrastructure as a town or really a community.
And as I recall, you mentioned the Red Cliff area. For those of us that have driven over the bridge in Red Cliff, share with our viewers a little bit about the vision that your family had, at least at that time, as it relates to the infrastructure and the bridge.
So my grandfather, Harry Nottingham, who's the name on the park, Harry A. Nottingham Park, was a county commissioner here in Eagle County for like 32 years. He was on the school board for 28. And he was a visionary with making an easier access from Leadville, on Highway 24. So they worked with the federal government and the state to get a bridge built at Red Cliff. So he was instrumental on that. He was also instrumental on Vail Pass in getting that to come over from Summit County to Eagle County. And he was the one that suggested naming it after the state highway commissioner, Charlie Vail.
Oh, interesting. I did not. Wow, that's fascinating. Now, Kathy, you had mentioned that, in Avon and I'm assuming parts of Eagle County were part of the Westwood expansion. When you and I were preparing for this, you had mentioned that. Help us understand that a little bit, but then also Avon in context to the other towns in Eagle County.
At the time when the West was being settled, manifest destiny was a sort of philosophical concept and people believed that it was our destiny. It was people's destiny, these immigrants from Europe and stuff, to come and take over the West lands, which were occupied by indigenous people, by the Utes around here. But they believed it was their destiny. It was their right to do that. So that's in part what brought these pioneers here. They're also adventurous. They're all looking for opportunity, and it's no small amount of work to clear the sagebrush off of 160 acres of land, build a cabin.
My back hurts just thinking about that. My hands feel torn up just thinking about that.
And when I research the pioneers, I'm often struck by how they did everything. They worked in the mines. William was a teamster. That's a tremendous skill. You have to drive heavy wagons with a team of about 6 big workhorses and down Battle Mountain, good grief. It wouldn't be challenging. They weren't afraid to try anything. I think they're amazing examples of what they can do for a community. And they were interested in making this into a better place too. A lot of them made money and spent it to make the community better. They flipped real estate a lot. Like when he bought the Avon acreage from Herwick, they did that a lot because they were going on to the next place, the next best place.
Well, speaking of the next best place, ladies, sit tight, and our viewers, you must stay tuned because we've got a lot more to teach you and educate you on the town of Avon. So stay with us.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the TVA Weather Center. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at the weather outside this Friday. 8 a.m., 22 degrees, a high of 36 and partly cloudy. Beautiful day to get on out there and do some hiking. 8 a.m., 22, well, and also bundle up. It's snowy out there. 8 a.m., 22 degrees, partly cloudy. Noon, 31 and partly cloudy. 4 p.m., 33, mostly sunny. So the cloud coverage going away. And then 8 p.m., 22 degrees. And clear skies. So gorgeous day ahead. Eagle 41 degrees, Avon 38, a little bit more of that cloud coverage. Vail 36 and Denver 56 degrees and sunny. Tonight a low of 11 degrees, mostly clear, and sunset at 5:51 p.m. Winds south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Saturday mostly sunny and 44, a low of 17. Sunday mostly sunny, 45, a low of 27, and then Monday and Tuesday, the snow showers, some precipitation heading our direction. Snow showers on Monday, 44 degrees and a low of 28. Tuesday, 80% chance of snow, 36, a low of 8, and then Wednesday, the sun coming back, mostly sunny, 34 degrees and a low of 13. So gorgeous week ahead. Sunshine, snow, we never know in these mountain towns. Let's take a look at talking to the car mom that's going to keep us safe and sound.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Now it's the holiday season, which means it is the winter season. And oftentimes there are accidents and all kinds of things happening. Joining us today to talk about all things how you can be prepared ahead of time is Kelly, the car mom. Kelly, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, first of all, I love the car mom. I love all that you're doing with it. But you are really an expert in all things being prepared ahead of time. So talk to me about how you can be prepared ahead of time and what that looks like.
Yeah, so I mean, as a mom, I definitely try to prepare for every situation, right? Like we have the snacks, we have the extra change of clothes, I have shoes, because that's just important to me as a mother. But accidents, vehicle accidents are one of those things that can be difficult to prepare for. And I actually think what's just as important is what happens after the accident. And one of the best ways that family can make sure they're prepared is to make sure they have some really good rental coverage reimbursement on their auto insurance policy. That way, if you get in an accident and your vehicle needs to go to the shop to be repaired, you're not stuck with nothing to drive and you have a car.
That's a big one. You know, a lot of people don't think about that ahead of time until you're in the moment, and then it can cost a lot more. So talk to me about, you know, why rental reimbursement coverage is important and like exactly how much do you need?
Yeah, and like you said, like a lot of people, it is so important. It's one of those things you don't want to wish that you had. And according to enterprise data, 60% of full coverage auto insurance policyholders don't have this coverage, and a lot of people don't even know it exists. So it's obviously important because as a mom of 3, like I'm not driving a Chevy Tahoe for the gas mileage, right? I'm driving it because it's the car that can fit my kids' car seats, that can fit the double stroller, fit all of our suitcases for this like crazy holiday season. So making sure you have it's important, but also making sure that you have the right level. That way, if we get in an accident, my car has to go to the shop, I'm not stuck with nothing to drive, I'm not missing Christmas, I don't have my mother-in-law calling me and complaining, my life goes on as it would.
And it's so important. Now, we're here in Colorado, so winter driving accidents happen all the time. So, you know, is there anything else that we should know to be prepared? Tell me more.
Yeah, so I mean, just enterprise data tells us that 6 out of 10 trips this year are road trips. So you mix more people on the road traveling with winter weather conditions, it is a recipe for an increased risk of accidents. So it is so important to be prepared every step of the way before you leave, like making sure your tires are at the correct PSI, making sure you have a full tank of gas, making sure your vehicle is up to date on any service. If it were to happen, you know, making sure you have those emergency essentials in your car, like a blanket, a phone charger, a bottle of water. And then finally, after the fact, making sure that your family can, you know, not miss a beat this holiday season, get right back on the road and make sure that you are covered with rental car reimbursement.
Oh, rental car reimbursement. That's one that you probably aren't aware of all the time. So love that you gave that advice, and then love that Enterprise is really actively bringing awareness to this kind of insurance policy. So we're,
vehicle repairs take longer than I think people think. The average repair is about 17 days. So we're not talking about having to pay for a rental car for 1 to 2 days, but up to 2.5 weeks. And that's just a surprise expense that I know a lot of families don't want to have to take on this holiday season. So you can call your insurance agent to find out more about what the policy looks like. You can add it at any time, or you can go to enterprise.com/rental reimbursement.
17 days. That's a lot. And
That's
rental
a long
cars,
time.
yeah, and there are so few rental cars compared to what there used to be out on the road. So definitely make sure that you plan ahead of time. Well, Kelly, we appreciate you. If we want to follow you and the Car Mom and all the advice that you're giving, where can we go for that?
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, so I'm the Car Mom. I review cars for moms and families. You can find my vehicle reviews over on YouTube, or you can find me on social, Instagram at the Car Mom, where we just empower women through the car buying process by sharing great tips like this.
And I love what you're doing with the holiday season and the car seat giveaways. So congratulations. That's very exciting stuff. Love that partnership and how you're impacting families. And thank you for the information about Enterprise and how you can be prepared during the winter season.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We've got a bit more here on the second hour of Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to this Friday edition of Good Morning Vail. Let's take a look and learn more about the town of Avon's history. Let's check it out.
This is the History of Avon episode, and we are in the second segment. And I am so excited to hear about history of the families here. Kathy, you had mentioned that you could tell a lot of stories about the history and people and what have you. And Kim, your family's been here forever. Is there an interesting or intriguing story that the public probably knows about, but our viewers probably don't, about your family that just creates more intrigue for this town?
Well, like I said, my great-grandfather, William Nottingham, was one of the original homesteaders, and he eventually went into business with partners Peter Pooter and Ernest Hurd, and they formed Nottingham and Company, and ultimately had 640 acres here in Avon that they were running as a ranching business. And
only 640 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but as things happen, drama happens, and business maybe wasn't going as well as they thought, and so there was some disagreements, and ultimately there was a shooting, and Ernest Hurd killed William Nottingham in self-defense in a barn in Red Cliff. So and at that point Peter Pooter had already died, so it was just then down to Ernest Hurd and Angeline Nottingham running the business, and ultimately they married 3 years later.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the story behind the story.
And now I guess it makes sense for me because there's a Hurd Lane in Avon, isn't there? So
my dad named that road after his grandmother.
After his grandmother, okay.
Yep, which was Angie.
Yep.
Nottingham Hurd.
Wow, that is definitely a made-for-TV movie type of story.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that with us. It gives us a different perspective. And so if we shift gears a little bit and we go from the family dynamics back to the survivor pioneering techniques and survival here in Avon, you had mentioned agricultural. So I think this town kind of started with lettuce.
This town, yes, Avon is agricultural. The Nottinghams were certainly one of the first to get established in agriculture there. Key crops were lettuce, particularly head lettuce.
Okay.
The warm summer days and crisp, cold summer nights make beautiful, tight heads of lettuce. And they coined some names for it. Iceberg lettuce, Evercrisp lettuce is their marketing tool. Potatoes were also a big crop. Harry Nottingham, who was William's son, was a particularly prominent potato farmer. And again, the soils here were rich enough to do that. The ranchers around here were raising either cattle or sheep. Cattle were the initial livestock brought in, and the sheep came in later. But this was an agricultural valley, and agricultural drove this right up till the ski resort started developing. The strategy, if you're a homesteader, is you get partners or relatives to homestead adjacent parcels so you can expand your holdings enough to run cattle or to grow a profitable crop.
Okay. And did homesteading only occur in Avon, or was it in all the other towns as well?
Oh, all throughout the West, yes.
Throughout the West. Okay, so you're just saying, all right, moving on. You've been so gracious in supplying photos for us. And so if we could pull up some photos from Avon, I think we have one for you to look at. And Kim, maybe you could comment about how people got to school, because this is the Avon School.
That's the Avon Schoolhouse. So even though we're in the ski industry now, those skis were used for transportation for the kids to get across the snow to get to school, whether they're coming out of Beaver Creek or parts of Avon or probably even coming up from Edwards for school.
And the next photo we have actually showed how they were transporting. I believe this is the lettuce transporter, or the agricultural transport at the Avon train depot.
The little hand cart, the little railroad hand cart. Probably that's a section crew who moves that vehicle along and checks for cracks in the rails or something like that. But they're at the Avon train depot, which was key to shipping those lettuce crops, key to the agricultural success of the community. And it was located about where Burger King is.
Burger King.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of locations and being able to recognize this next one, For you viewers, even I recognize this one, not being here that long. I totally recognize that mountaintop. So which one of you would like to share what this is?
So that was the Avon Amusement Center, where the community would come and have socials, have dances, have parties. And the Gypsum Cliffs right above is at the entrance of Beaver Creek now. So it's about where the current bridge is, going toward Beaver Creek.
And as we talked about earlier, Mirabelle, the restaurant, is right around that corner there. That's an original building that was part of your family?
Well, it was part of, originally it was built by the Townsends, who were one of the homesteaders up in the Beaver Creek area.
Okay.
And then eventually Willis Nottingham and his family bought it when they started ranching. And Willis was the grandson of William Nottingham.
Okay.
And so then he was the one that was ranching Beaver Creek, and then ultimately sold his property to Vail Associates to become a ski resort.
Wonderful. Oh, that's so cool. Now, Kathy, we haven't had a chance to briefly talk about the Eagle County Historical Society. Please tell our viewers about the mission of your wonderful establishment.
The mission of the Historical Society is to share Eagle County's really rich local history with visitors and locals. We operate a museum seasonally in Eagle. It's in an unheated barn, but it's open during warm weather months. We work closely with the library district to maintain archives at the Eagle Library. We bring programs into schools. Very popular events are cemetery tours, where we have actors research people in the graves and then portray them. And we've portrayed the Nottingham several times in Redcliffe. They're buried in Redcliffe. It's a lot of history. What we find, if people know a little bit about their local history, it gives them a little bit of ownership in the community. They appreciate learning about it, and they feel like they're part of it.
And I love that you brought that up, because Kim, I'm sure your family had a vision for Avon, when they established it and being part of the community. Please tell our viewers how involved your family was in the community, even after helping incorporate the town.
Yeah, so my uncles, Alan and Arnold, were the last ranchers, and their ranch was in where the Avon Town Core is, and they sold their ranches in the early 70s to developers that started developing the Avon Town Core. Their cousin Bill still had his ranch a little further east. And they knew that ranching, that lifestyle at this part of the valley was kind of coming to an end. And it was time to start developing a little bit. And so they were, I think my Uncle Alan was the first mayor of Avon after it became incorporated in 1978. So I think we've been talking about the 100 years before we became an official town in 1978. A lot of people think that Avon is just since 1978.
That's
I'm
true.
glad that we're talking about what happened the first 100 years.
Absolutely. And as much as people back then probably don't know that they're creating a vision, they really are. There's an ambition inside of them, and there's a direction and a pathway in which they lead or guide their family and the community around them that really is ambitious. And that's why here we are, 100 years later.
And I think you still see it, as wild as those first pioneer Nottinghams were. And their story is wild. There's murder interlaced with the family, and sometimes they're on the dying end of it, and sometimes they're the murderers. But they also contributed to the community, and particularly the next generations. Harry Nottingham, with his many years as a county commissioner, you still have Nottinghams on the town council in Avon today. They're trying to make where they live a better place.
Right. And Kim, with that being said, there are so many different places here in Avon that are named after the family. Can you just tell our viewers? The one that comes to my mind is obviously Nottingham Park, right off the top of my head.
Yeah, so Nottingham is Harry A. Nottingham Park, named after my grandfather, because he was a core in creating the community, not just in Avon, but the county of Eagle. He was a county commissioner, he was on the school board, plus he was a successful, rancher, depending on the season, but he worked very hard. I think he got up at 4 a.m. Then there's Nottingham Lake, so that was named after, in general, the whole Nottingham family. Nottingham Road, it's all there. And then Nottingham Ranch Road is more where Bill Nottingham and his family had their sand and gravel and their business that way.
Hardworking people. all
Very
of them.
hardworking people. And is there any, in 10 seconds, is there any historical books that anyone could refer to? I had read doing my due diligence that there's a Nottingham family history.
Well, that's kind of a chronological thing that my dad accumulated facts and dates out of all of his research. So it's not really a published book. It's more of like an internal family document. Kathy has it for the Historical Society, but
it's in the libraries.
It's in the libraries.
Okay.
But there's not really a specific book about Avon. But I think that there are some books at the Bookworm by Laura. Remind me Laura's last
Laura
name.
Thompson, who wrote a history of Beaver Creek, which is certainly inseparable from Avon.
So
Yeah, and then I think. Oh, sorry, I was going to say that the town of Avon now has put historic markers around town with the different explaining why it's Nottingham, named after Harry Nottingham, the park. And then there's about the water wheel, the power plant that Emmett and his wife have. So there's historic markers that people can see around town.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Because viewers, I'm going to ask all of you to do a little trail of why our parks and our lakes are named after certain people and who they're named after. And with that, I cannot thank the two of you. I thank you so much for joining me. I mean, I learned a tremendous amount, and both of your commitment to community is just extraordinary. And that's what I hope our viewers get out of this, is that little bit of history and learning about things.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. And Think Big kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome back to the second hour of Good Morning Vail. Happy Friday. I'm your in-studio host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We have the amazing Kimberly Perot out and about. We have Eyepieces of Vail. We're going to do an awesome interview with them, as well as Phil Long from the Chop House, the owner of the Chop House and singer extraordinaire, as well as Eagle Valley Library District. So sit back, have that cup of coffee, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
It's Kimberly here, and I'm standing outside, and it is a gorgeous morning so far. You know, the clouds are a little bit overcast, but we're starting to see the blue skies as they come in. Plus, we've got the happy dog standing here right next to me, and he wants to know all about the weather. So let's give a little bit of a shout. So today it's 22 degrees currently at 8 a.m. We're looking at a 36 for a high, and then 0% chance of snow showers today, but the winds will be coming from the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. We will see a little bit of cloud coverage, but as we move throughout the afternoon, it's actually going to get sunnier as the day progresses. We're looking at 22 at 8 o'clock, 31, partially cloudy at noon, 33 at 4 o'clock with mostly sun, and then the sky will be super clear at 8 p.m., 22 degrees right around then, heading into that I-70 corridor. Eagle, we're looking at a high of 41 today. Avon, 38 for the high. Vail, 36 for the high. Denver, 56. And then if we're looking at that forecast, we've got sun and cloud mix all throughout the valley. And then Denver, as usual, is our sunny sister. We've got 0% chance of precipitation today. Tonight, though, low of 11. So we are still seeing those colder temps, which is good because we want that snow to stick around a little bit longer. No precipitation. Sunset at 5:51 p.m. And then the winds, they are switching their direction. They're coming from the south by southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at the 5-day forecast, which everybody wants to know, what is the weekend going to look like? Saturday, high of 44, low of 17, sunny all day long, 0 chance of precipitation. Sunday, just about the same, 45 for the high, although it's not going to be as cold at night, 27 for the low, sunny all day long. Monday, we're moving into interesting temps then too, 44 for the high, 28 for the low. We do have some snow shower precipitation coming our way at about 60% chance. Tuesday, it's going to be a lot colder than it was the previous 3 days. 36 for the high, 8 degrees, back into the single digits for the low. Snow showers, 80% chance there. And then Wednesday, high of 34 and 13 for the low. Not a whole lot of precipitation coming in on Wednesday, but you never know with that storm rolling in at the beginning of next week. Now, just a little update on the snowfall that we've had. We got about an inch in Beaver Creek last night and about 0 in Vail. But you know what? Bluebird days will still take them. It's gorgeous here. The weather is great. And we are loving being out here. And Happy Dog looks pretty happy to me. I know I'm happy to be out in the snow, but we've got a lot happening with the show in the second hour. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
There are so many animals out and about in the Vail Village. I'm standing here next to a moose sculpture. But the reason I bring that up, elephants, not here in Vail, but they are known for their genius and their memory. I had a conversation earlier this year with a gentleman who invented the Elephant Learning app. It's to help students advance their math skills and for parents to connect. Let's take a look at that conversation. Now, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am honored to be joined here on the couch because this is a very, very important topic. And with the rise of the COVID pandemic and before, kids are falling behind in their education, specifically in math, because they don't understand why they need to use it. And joining me today is Dr. Aditya Nagrath, who is the founder of Elephant Learning. How are you?
Hi, great. Thank you
Awesome.
for having me.
So I mentioned, with the COVID pandemic, it's really, I think, heightened and highlighted education and specifically around mathematics. And you are such an impressive person. And so how did you decide to come up with Elephant Learning?
Yeah, well, so we came up with Elephant Learning because we had done some research and we had found out that 4 out of 5 students start kindergarten unprepared for the kindergarten curriculum. And this happens completely along income lines. And the reason why is because the top 20% earners are able to send their children to preschool. And in preschool, they ensure that they meet the standard for counting to 10. But ultimately, that's what we learned, is that students were coming in and they didn't really understand counting to 10. And that was because that there's this gap between what the parent thinks counting to 10 is and what the standards say counting to 10 is.
And, starting at such a young age and not being comfortable with that, it creates anxiety. So talk to me about mathematic anxiety and how it is a very much real thing.
Yeah, so like the stem of the mathematics anxiety is this idea of understanding that language of mathematics. So we focus on teaching the mathematics of language, the language of mathematics. And so like when you don't understand the teacher and you're trying to just get through and get to the next level, whatever that is, anxiety starts to form because it looks like everyone around you understands this and you're supposed to know it, but like there's like this imposter syndrome starting to form. And it's kind of maybe the basis of where it all comes from.
Yeah, you don't want to let your teacher down. And then on top of that, you want to seem like you're keeping up with everybody in the classroom. So then that anxiety just starts to compound as you get older and you learn more and you move through the school system and the curriculum. Now, elephant learning, very impressive. So you have a background in computer programming. You learned the C++ language at the age of 14.
Yeah.
So naturally, you moved into this application development process. So what inspired it? How did you create elephant learning? Tell me all about it.
Sure. What we inherited was a program that was funded by the National Science Foundation and partly by the Toyota Foundation. And it had activities for 4 and 5-year-olds. These activities help demonstrate the concepts to the students. So like, think about it like teaching the colors. You have to show a student red things, and then they have to infer that red refers to the color. So you show them a red truck, a red ball, a red whatever, and you're labeling it, red truck, red ball, etc. So they learn that red refers to the color. In the same way, like we teach the quantities, it's same thing that parents would do. How many fingers am I holding up? Or can you give me 6 things? And then from there, we teach them the operations. And again, they have to kind of live with it. So like, give me 5 things, give me 4 more things. How many do I have now? It's the idea of 5 plus 4. So through these activities, they actually learn the language of mathematics, and then they understand the teacher better in the classroom because they have a experience or a reference point to think back to when they look at the written mathematics.
And so, oftentimes with math, you're just doing it, you're executing it, and that's it. You don't think about the why or whatnot. And so through your program, you're able to kind of appreciate and initiate that conversation as well.
Yeah, so like the real thing that they're getting out of it is this ability to see, when do I use these operations to solve problems? And that's what's most important, because if you've memorized your multiplication tables, but you can't use multiplication to solve a real life problem or a word problem, then multiplication is absolutely useless to you. Even if you're memorizing the mnemonic, right? In real life, when the multiplication problem shows up, you don't have a mnemonic.
Yeah.
So really, we make math useful for the student.
Yeah, so speaking of students, how many students have worked through your program? You've been in business 7 years, so very impressive. Tell me all about it.
So over the last 7 years, we've had over 150,000 students go through our system. We ran a research study on 56,000 students, and what we found was that on average, they learned 1.67 years of math over the course of 13 weeks. They used it just under 40 minutes per week. Our initial study had them learning about 1.5 years of math over the course of 10 weeks, using it just under 30 minutes per week. So those numbers, they basically line up. So we're reproducing the experiment over and over again.
And that's great. And so you mentioned 1.5 years of math, so that just boosts them 1.5 years up into the grade level that they should be, or maybe above if they're doing really well.
Right. Well, we focus on the essential topics. And yeah, when you teach it as a language, they're able to pick it up a little bit faster. They might not be able to execute the operations with fluency is what they call it, like speed, right? But they're able to execute it. So that's, in modern society, that's like better, because you can always pull out a calculator and you could always execute it if you could figure out which are the operations that you need to run. But then ultimately, again, we actually make the math useful to the student because they're able to use it.
So Dr. Aditya, tell me about the rise of smartphones. People are relying on their smartphones for any kind of answers, so mathematic calculations specifically. I love the idea that you have an app and you're able to teach people. So what are you seeing from a kid's perspective? How many kids, what's the average age? Do you feel like they're learning a little bit better? Tell me more.
Right, so we cover from counting through algebra, and we've had students of almost all ages, because if you're struggling with upper level mathematics, typically there's a misconception in algebra or earlier. The average age might be 7 or 8 years old, but that's because the range is wide. And I think that the most amazing thing is that we have students that come in, they don't like mathematics, they don't like math in the classroom. And then they use our system, and then after being able to understand what's happening in the classroom, now mathematics is engaging to them because they're able to participate in the classroom. The games themselves, again, there are activities that are demonstrating the concepts, like give me 5 things, give me 4 more things, how many do I have now? Or, like for multiplication, we have rows or groups of items. So like each group has 7, and you can see there's 4 groups. How many things do we have? And there's curtains that ensure that like they just can't count them up.
Oh, good.
So like,
good.
What we do then is that like these activities, they're not really hiding the math, but they feel like a puzzle game to the student, and a lot of students start to engage with it.
And it really just increases their confidence in the classroom. I love that.
Yeah, and it builds problem-solving skills, and then also it builds intuition into this idea of induction. So like that's the idea that what's true on smaller numbers is also true on larger numbers. So that's what we do is we go through the operations and we kind of start with small numbers and we may move them up so that they see it working through small to larger numbers.
Great. So talk to me about parent involvement in elephant learning. Where can they go for more information? How do they get involved in making sure that their kids are really learning and utilizing your tools?
Sure.
Yeah.
So like for the parent, we have these dashboards, and the dashboards tell the parent what the student's working on, where there might be struggles, so if they needed to focus, they could. And also like what activities you could be doing outside of the system to reinforce those same ideas. Like when we determine that they're ready for fluency with addition or multiplication, we might give you card games to play so that you're multiplying and you're building that speed and that memorization. But after they've understood it, so they understand why they're doing it. But basically, to get started, they could just go to elephantlearning.com. You put in your email address, and that's the way to get started. From there, you can download an app onto the tablet of the student. But yeah, everything's available basically through website and through app.
Awesome. Now, I think it's so important, and it's a great way to bond with your child, too. So I love that you have a parent side of it that can really make sure that things are happening.
We have coaching videos that show, like, how could you work with the student. We typically recommend the Y method. And we give this out for free, so I've said this on podcasts before, but basically what it is you let the student answer incorrectly, and then you ask them, why do you think that's the right answer? So it's kind of like asking them to show their work. But like for kind of the younger students, the why is around the language. So when the student tells you why, you're going to be able to see what is it that they don't understand and what is the language you need to clarify. Or if you just need to give them a hint so that they get that aha moment.
I love that. So talk to me about the results. What results are you seeing?
Yeah, well, on average, again, students are learning years of mathematics over the course of several months, using it just 10 minutes a day, 10 to 20 minutes a day. And, I mean, they go into the classroom, they feel more confident, they start to say that I actually do enjoy math class, they start to see the usefulness of math in everyday life, they start talking about it with their parents. So, like, yeah.
It's just a great, so 1.5 years, they can increase it in about 12 to 13 weeks.
Yeah.
Their knowledge base is great.
Yeah, again, we focused on the essential topics as a language. The goal was, can I get them to understand the teacher in the classroom so that we could fill that gap? Because what we did see was that over time, the education system in America works for those top 20% income earners. And this makes sense because if you came into the education system able to understand the teacher, then the education system is effective. So then the question is how can we make it effective for everyone?
Yeah, how can you provide supplemental income or not income, but supplemental education that's fun?
Right.
Absolutely.
Supplemental education that could then make it so that when they participate in the classroom, it's useful.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Now, tell us where we can go for more information and find out any other details that we need to know.
Sure. Everything's on our website, elephantlearning.com. If you find us on Facebook, you can DM us. I think Instagram also works. But yeah, like just contact us, email us at support@elephantlearning.com. We're happy to answer any questions, but almost everything's on our website.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Aditya, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love your passion and your knowledge. It's so impressive to see the research that you put into this and just the passion you have to help elevate education and the school system. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We have a lot more here on this next episode, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I am all smiles because one of my favorite humans, he does not need any introduction, Phil Long, the man, the myth, the legend, is sitting here with me today. How are you doing, Phil?
Fabulous.
So you do not need an introduction, but for maybe the one human being that's never met you out there, Phil owns the Chop House and is a singer-songwriter extraordinaire. You're amazing.
Well, thank you. I'm one of the partners.
Oh, the partner of the Chop House.
Of Vail and Beaver Creek Chop House.
And Beaver Creek Chop House. And Phil is a local legend here in Vail. I mean, that's reality. And I might be embarrassing you, but it's a true story.
Well, I'm getting old, so I'm becoming legendary because I'm so old.
So, Phil, that was what I was going to ask. Deep dive a little bit with me. How many years have you lived in Vail?
So this is about my 37th year.
Wow.
So a long time.
That's amazing.
So I knew you and you were just a kid.
Oh my gosh. We won't tell about those stories, but we will say
they were great times.
Yes,
they were lots of fun.
I used to go on stage and sing with you all the time, and I cannot sing. So that says a lot about how much our friendship means to you and I.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, you are a great interviewer, but your singing is not the best.
It's not the best. Thanks, Phil. At least we're honest about this. Now, Phil, the Chop House have been around for so long, and I've eaten there. I love it. It's I would say it's one of the main places that I like to go to, and my family likes to go to. How did you get involved with the Chop House?
Well, it was offered to us by another group, 970 is their name, and we were able to make the deal happen.
Cool.
And that was exciting, and we've come in and kind of put our own spin on what we think is quality.
Cool.
And we've enjoyed that, and I think every year we just try to tick it up just a little bit better.
A little bit more. And the cool thing is, not only are you one of the owners there, you also are a singer there.
That's right. I play a little bit of off-race skating.
A little bit.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time.
Yes. So that's what I was going to ask you. You play, is it Thursday through Sunday, Saturday?
What I do is I do in the wintertime, I do a Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesday through Saturday.
And I do 3 to 6. And then in the summer, it's fabulous because I get to go out on that porch in Vail and play from 4 to 7. and that's really like a total pleasure just to be able to look at the mountains and it's just so beautiful here in the summertime. So it's been cool.
Your place of business is stunning, right? And you get to do what you love. And I know that people come, I will say the food is amazing. Let's be real there. But also I know many people that come just to hear you, and it's so neat because so many concierges I've heard, like they're like, people will come up from out of towners. What do I do? Is there anything? And you're one of the names that always gets brought up. You have to hear Phil Long singing.
Well, it's a total honor. I appreciate that very much.
So Phil, I was thinking about this the other day when you and I were talking. You sing so many great songs, and I know we need to get back to all things Chop House. However, what is your favorite song to sing? Do you have a favorite?
People ask me that all the time.
Yeah, I was wondering.
But I would say sometimes it's the song I'm learning.
Okay.
Right? Something I'm working on. But it's kind of whatever the night holds.
Okay.
Right?
If
somebody's like, I really want to hear Tiny Dancer. And so I just do my best job on it, and it's fun. And so that's my favorite song for, because I see how much they enjoy it. Right?
100%.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
Or you come in and in your great outfit and you knock out, you can go your own way with me.
Oh my
and
gosh.
that's my favorite song for the moment. So that's
like,
how I feel.
My friend that can't sing and I are going to be together right now.
It almost makes it better.
It does.
It's
almost.
just like the album.
Kinda. Oh gosh. Thank goodness I did not bring any of those pictures because I have many.
Oh, wow.
Those oh, yes.
I wish we had video.
Next time we'll do it. I'll be embarrassed, but we'll do it.
Good.
Now, Phil, what is going on in the Chop House? Do we have anything happening?
Well, there's always something happening.
That's what I was going to say,
What we've done is we have some beautiful food. We try to switch things up with some specials. We have a great scallop special right now at Chop House, which is really, really good. And we've been doing a great tomahawk for two, which is pretty cool.
I like that.
We're doing some prime chops there. We do the Colorado lamb, which is fabulous. The pork shank. We just have a really great menu.
You're making me hungry.
I know, I'm
so
hungry
early,
right now.
I know.
Yeah. But and then we do a nice little opera menu during my show, but towards the end of opera, we move into a dinner menu, so it gives people a lot of options.
Well, that's good to know because I did not realize that. So you do have an opera menu, and then
Yeah, it's a little transitional menu, but it has some really our seafood's fantastic, and people don't
you don't always think about that. Yeah.
Us with seafood, but we do a really, really good job with it.
Cool.
And I'm proud of our guys. They just they're knocking it out.
They kill it, and literally. And I do have to say too, because I know sometimes people get a little nervous about coming in during singing because like my father, sorry to shout him out, but a little bit of the older generation, with being able to hear, but you do a great job, truly, of being able to talk and have fun hearing and like singing. You know what I mean? Like,
well, thank you.
I've seen both. No, I really mean that because I've seen where I've gone in before where I want to sing and I just want to be about the music. And then there's other times you want to have a conversation, but you do a great job. Is that hard? Is that hard?
Yeah, it is hard, and I think that
because you really do. I mean that genuinely.
Well, I'm really trying to capture the room because that's my job during that time.
So you read the room, even that's interesting.
I just try my hardest at that, and people, we have a really great reservation system.
Yeah.
So we reserve, like for example, we're, Son of the Cross, we are sold out, almost every day for my show.
Yeah.
And so I just try to make it about the show, and people need to hear about my hair. They need to hear about my makeup.
Can we talk about the hair?
Oh my God! Right?
I know.
I mean,
literally,
it's amazing.
It never changes, and it never ceases to amaze me.
Well, don't pull on it; it comes right out.
I love you. I remember when I first met you, and that was like you stopped the crowd, and you're like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "What is he doing?" And you were moving your hair around, and I'm like, "I love it." Amazing.
Well, it's been fun. It's a fun ride, and it can't all be about the music because that can get old, right?
Right. Yeah.
You only know so many songs. You only can do it so many ways. So you try to just see who's in the room, and
totally.
And you come in the room, and we get to have a lot of fun, and other people come in, and we talk about old times, or I give them they're looking forward to me giving them a hard time.
Totally.
And it's just kind of, but it's all in fun. And I try to, I do a little thing where if the kids make a little shot into my jar, I give them money to go to the candy store.
I love that.
Which is super
that's
fun,
cool.
right? And so they
That's
come back
really
and they put it
cool.
on a platter, they hand it out to the crowd. They feel like this is something fun for a kid to do.
I have some kids in mind. I'm thinking of some of my friends' kids I need to bring because that's really cool. So it's
Oh.
family, and that's another thing I was going to say. It is family friendly, which is awesome.
100%. There's
Yeah.
no cussing, there's no blue notes at all.
Unless
you know?
I'm up. No.
it's all good. And I don't allow anybody to, to get into a place where a family wouldn't feel comfortable.
Right.
But at the same time, it's
fun.
It's edgy and
It
it's
is.
fun. And I have people from from 1 year old to
Literally.
99 years
Yes.
old, literally. And
That's
you know,
brilliant.
the kids, I'm so lucky that the 25-year-olds still don't think I'm
Right.
too old and cranky, get off my lawn guy. They're
Totally.
yeah, it's so great.
Well, and something I wanted to tell you from the bottom of my heart, you have been a core memory for so many people, and that has to feel really good. I mean, from birthdays to weddings to every kind of celebration, that has to feel pretty amazing as a human being to really have touched so many lives,
It's an honor. Yeah. It's, I mean, you can appreciate it. I mean, when people tell you that they watch your program and that how great you're doing with your interviews and everything, you just feel so blessed that people even acknowledge it, because
Totally.
most of these people are tremendous successes in their own right. And I
That's
just,
neat.
I just feel pretty lucky.
I love that. Well, Phil, I could talk to you all day, so we're going to have you back. And I
Sure.
think we should come into the Chop House and check it out and look around.
Let's run around and check it out.
And we'll have you singing as well.
We'll sing.
Duh. Oh, he will sing. I don't want to lose viewers, Phil. Come on. So, Phil, where can everyone go to check you out and to check out, the amazing restaurant?
If you just go to vailchophouse.com,
Okay.
that's a really good place to start.
Okay.
Gives you an opportunity to have phone numbers, menus. The best thing to do for my shows is call early and get a little
I
reservation.
was going to say reservations are key.
Yeah,
That's important.
Because we don't take the operator reservations on our reservation system online.
Okay.
You have to call.
Okay.
And that just makes people a little bit more committed to it.
Well, we love you, Phil.
Thank you.
Phil
Thanks for
Long.
having me.
Keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I am standing here in the middle of the flagship Eyepieces of Vail store with manager Garrett Alexander. How are you, Garrett?
I'm doing good.
It's so great. Well, and I'm also wearing these fabulous frames by Makita. I love them. The Barbie pink is so in right now.
Everything's in, depending on if you want it to be. But yeah, we just had an awesome shopping experience, like did a tour of the store and got to see some of the stuff we feature.
It's true. I'm loving these frames, but there are so many options we have here in front of us. So Garrett, let's dive in. What's in front? What do we have on display here?
Jeez. So we have a little bit of everything, and that's what makes eyepieces is we do everything from like Chrome Hearts, Jacques Marie Mage, to some of your like luxury brands, your designer, more fashion brands, all the way down to prescription Maui Jim. We do prescription Oakley. There's a lot of different stuff, and that's what makes it special. We're already busy.
Business is rocking and rolling, and the store isn't even officially open yet.
But like a few featured lines that we carry will obviously be Chrome Hearts, and I laid out some new frames from Chrome Hearts. So these are a spring release. These just came out. We got these in probably about 2 weeks ago. And what I love is you have this wood. So this is actually a pine wood, and it's made to look like basically crates. So these are really unique designs, brands. Everything's going to be sterling silver. There's also, they have some of their sport line. I just closed these wrong. So one thing about Chrome Hearts, close the left temple first. Just little features like that.
That's so unique to the design, you know, and really make sure that they fit together. It's not just a haphazard frame. I love it.
Totally, yeah. So, and then we do a lot of prescription. We do a lot of customization. So if you're looking for that next prescription pair and you want something fun, you want something different, we're your people.
Speaking of fun, I'm going to jump over here because I am loving these rhinestones. You know, despite what my outfit looks like with the black and white, I'm a big fan of anything blingy and flashy. So tell me all about the rhinestone frames that we have here.
So these are actually a design out of Europe. It's Anna Karin Carlson. And she designed for Elton John for many years, and they kind of started collaborating together and releasing their designs to the public, which is one of the coolest things about it. I mean, it's when you want to feel sassy. You want to walk into a room and someone's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like that's the goal.
Okay, I'm ready to feel sassy. You know, we're just going to do a quick trade. Oh my gosh.
They're so perfect.
Loving these frames. I might be walking out of here with these.
Perfect. I can make that happen.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. So what else do we have here? So Eyepieces is so unique in everything that you offer. You know, we've got goggles, we've got the customized prescription lenses. So tell me a little bit more about that. And the doctor is actually physically here.
Yep. So, you know, one of the things with being in a resort town is sometimes you just stumble upon like a store like us and you need to fill all your prescription needs. So every Tuesday and Thursday we have a doctor in, so you can get your prescription, and sometimes we have turnaround of 24 hours to get your prescription filled, put them in your glasses, everything like that. Now the custom pieces take a little bit longer than that, obviously, but we ship all over the world and cater to people all over the world, style them out. It's special.
It's true, and it shows just in the brand selection that you have. So there are 8 different locations, and you've got brands specific to each location. So tell me, what is the most popular in the specific brand for this location?
Oh, I can't say one specific is the most popular because, glasses are very personal. It's about, it's a mood, it's an event, it's a feeling. It's, for me, glasses are, when you get that new coat or new skis and like you go to put them on, you're like, I'm gonna kick butt today. Sorry.
I understand that feeling. It's a thing, and especially when you live in a ski town, then it becomes even more of a thing.
Totally. That's what it's about. So there's not like a specific brand that we carry because every brand has different styles as well. But we definitely carry some unique stuff, different materials. Like I set out some wood frames here. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I always say, just come in, try stuff on, have some fun.
Amazing.
Like that's what it's about.
So wood frames. I really want to talk about these because they're so unique. Tell me all about this brand and all the different types of, materials that are used to make, because we've got wood and then we've got something very unique.
Yeah, so this is actually a stone frame. So all 3 of these frames are from a designer out of Austria called Rolf. So Rolf does stone. They started as a wood frame manufacturer, so they're all handmade, and their whole goal is sustainability. So they moved kind of into the 3D printed frames with a bioresin. And all their cases are made from recycled goods. So they're shooting for 100% full sustainability, and they've received several awards for that as well.
That's amazing. So this is made out of resin. These 2 are wood.
Wood and then stone.
And stone.
Stone.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's so cool. And then just kind of moving our way across the case here. What do we have in this one?
So these are Balmain, and these are all handmade in Japan, and it's kind of this unique design. At our Bridge Street location, we carry Dita. You see a little bit of that Dita influence, but elevated to a different level. I'm not going to say higher level, I say different level.
Each piece is unique.
Each piece is unique. Each designer is unique because, just like us, designs are based on a feeling as well.
Awesome. And we've got a couple more frames here, but tell us all the details about Eyepieces of Vail. Where can we go, locations, hours, all the details.
So all our stores are open 9 to 9. We are located in Beaver Creek, Edwards, Lions Head, Village Center, Sun and Alp, and Bridge Street. We also have locations in Snowmass and Basalt if you're venturing over in the Roaring Fork Valley. And our doctors are in Tuesdays and Thursdays, but whether it's your goggles, whether it's prescription, whether it's sunglasses, come see us.
Amazing. So Garrett Alexander, everybody, Eyepieces of Vail, love being here. These incredible designers and incredible and unique frames are here. So come on in, get down here to Eyepieces of Vail, hang out with Garrett. He gave me a personal shopping experience. Thanks for chatting with me this morning.
Of course. It's always a good time.
Great to be here. Eyepieces of Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, it's always a good day when the Eagle Valley Library District, Tegan, is here with me. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Of course, I have so much fun with you because I have to say this again. Truly, I think people think I'm joking or faking. I have learned so much from you in such a short time, and I think it's so brilliant. Now I actually get text about our conversations, emails, etc., because people are so excited. So get your toolbox. They know.
Yes, toolboxes. You
No,
can check
but
them out.
it's amazing, really. Like from obviously a library to read, that's
yep.
yes, but you know, to go and to have quiet time, to have that space, that and a safe space.
Yes,
True. This day and age is very important, and to study, to have some fun,
Yep.
to have alone time, to go in a group, I mean, all of it. It's the list goes on. To learn about music, to do your tax. I mean, everything.
Yes.
To print out pictures and photos and you know. So, what are we going to talk about?
I'm glad you like our library, and
Yes.
I'm glad that you've been talking about the library as a space.
Yes.
So a lot of people, you know, again, sometimes if you can't make it over, we have a lot digitally, so you can hop on and use our digital library.
Which is huge. And we talked about all the
Yes.
things. I was shocked about that. The music piece especially.
Yes,
I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah.
Yep, we'll get you a library card today.
Yeah, this is really happening. Next time you're here,
Yeah.
I will flash the library
Yes.
card.
And then with that, you can get all our online. But if you want to come into our library, so
Yes.
they're in Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum. They're gorgeous. And
They
we
are.
have.
And they're all so different. Sorry to
They
interrupt you,
are,
but
yeah,
they
yeah,
are.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
actually, okay, I'm going to be honest. I cannot tell a lie. I've never been in the Avon, so today's my first, but I've been in the other
yay.
two.
Oh,
So I
okay,
know exactly
okay.
what they look like.
Yeah. And Eagle got a renovation remodel in 2019.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I just recently was in the
good.
Eagle for the parade.
Yes.
I walked
okay,
in
yep,
and it's all
the light parade.
stunning.
Yep. We kept everyone warm.
Yeah, can I be so honest?
Yes.
I was like walking around and I said to someone that works there, I cannot remember her name. I was like, it is so clean. I kept on saying it over and over again. I'm like, this is the most clean space I've ever been.
Well, I'm glad you, because our
Yes.
managers work really hard about that.
To keep it clean,
To keep it clean, to keep with, 2 of our libraries just got fresh paints, and
cool.
they're very bright and poppy now.
Love it.
So again, it's a community asset, and so we treat it really well.
I love that you said that, because that's important. It
Yeah.
is. And to have, again, using that word, but it is a big word, and it's meant, it's important, the safe space.
Yes,
to
the safe space, and to have that for the community. So
Yes.
all our libraries have like zones, is what kind of we call
Okay.
it. Because we have our kids zone, so
Cool.
you know, kids and teens, and it's going to be a little bit louder in that zone.
Oh, see,
And-
I did not realize that.
Yep. So there's going to be a lot of
Cool, okay.
activities. So we're definitely not the library that will shush, because the
See,
kids.
before, sorry to interrupt you,
Yep,
just
no,
get me
it's
so
okay.
excited. That's what we always think of,
Yep.
right? Like, at least for me growing up, because
Yep.
libraries have always been a space I love. But you're right, because I always would get so stoked about reading or
Yep.
researching, and then I'd always get shushed, and I'm like, that's great to know.
Yep.
Okay.
So we have our zones, our loud zones, because
Okay.
we know that that's behaviorally appropriate for kids and teens.
Right.
And then we also
and Gretchen. No, I love you enough.
And then we also have our zen zones, or our quiet zones.
Okay.
So up in those areas, we do try to keep the noise level down, because people are studying. We have
Cool.
people that, you know, they're a part of the Zoom culture, and so they're getting their work done.
Oh, I didn't even
but they
think
want
about
to
that.
be in public.
So you can go, see, I didn't know if that was allowed. You can go and do, okay.
Yep, we have people bring in the whole computer workstation,
Wow.
because they want to get outside of their home,
Well, yeah.
and they want to be around people.
Other people,
Yep.
but they have to do their work.
But they have to do their work. So they
Cool.
come to
That's
the
really
library.
interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then we got our study groups that come in.
Okay.
We have we have chess groups that come in. So it's very much, and then of course our after school and our story time. So there's
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
love that.
activity in the library.
So what are the different zones? Do
So we got our loud zones.
Okay.
And so that's, most of them have doors, like, so our kids area.
So I'd be in the loud zone
Yeah.
with the kids. I love this. I'm just thinking.
We just know that they're going to be a little bit more noisier,
Excited, engaging, yeah.
And each library is set up a little differently.
Okay.
So in Avon, the first floor is the loud zone, and the second floor is kind of more of our quiet zen zone. So that's
Cool.
where our nonfiction reference, but we have more of the study areas.
So if someone was coming in, I'm just so
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
about this. Let's say to do a Zoom,
Yep.
where would they go?
So we do have some study rooms in Avon.
Okay.
In Eagle and Gypsum.
Okay.
If the boardroom's available in Avon, you can pop in there, or you can go downstairs, and we have like these little cubies.
Oh.
And so you could go down there and do like a call, or
Do you need to reserve these, or is
study rooms, and then the study rooms are first come, first serve.
Okay, cool.
And we do try to again create equity. So
Yeah,
you
no,
can
that's
only,
amazing.
so if they're booked,
Yeah.
we do have a 2-hour time limit.
Okay.
So if someone does need to come in and it's their turn, so we do monitor it. But mostly everyone gets
But
to
that's
go in.
brilliant to know, because these are questions that I think you don't really always
No,
think about
no,
coming
yeah,
in. But
yeah.
how cool is that?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, a lot of times I do a lot of my work from home,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I get cabin fever,
Yep,
and so
yep.
it's like I have to continue doing my work, but I want to be around different energy. That's
Yep,
brilliant.
come to the library.
Neat. I love that. That's
And
really
all
cool.
of our libraries have really nice views
Yes, they
and
do.
fireplaces, so we try to make it cozy and homey. And then as well
love it.
as you can come in and just have a different vibe and kind of step outside your home.
Well, that's so neat to know. So there are places where you can go. Like I'm going to a birthday party for a little
Yes,
girl
yep.
tonight, my best
Aw.
friend's little girl tonight. I was like to go with her and read books together to
Yes,
have that.
yes,
Because, you know,
yes.
even I guess I'm old school because I'm thinking, oh, you go in and you have to, you want to respect other
Yep,
people. But
yep.
it's so neat to know, hey, we can have this moment. Or like the
Yes.
books that we've read, you and I
Yep,
together,
yep, yep.
that are for kids to like
Yep.
have conversations to open up that. Or I could go, or anyone, you know.
Yes.
Go and be very quiet and do some studying and read or journal, whatever. That's so great.
Yep, so different areas. And so even in
Okay.
our kids zones, we have activities, we have manipulables, we have things for kids to do, especially
I
in the
remember
winter.
the big, you have like boxes full
Yep.
of like.
Oh, and there's
yeah.
a bunch of play equipment I can't drag in here. We
Yeah.
have a ball pit that we bring out for.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we have a ball pit. That
I feel like I
yes.
talked about this with you
Yep.
maybe last. It's like starting to ring a bell. That's
Yep.
neat.
We have a play and stay story time, and we also just have a
Wow.
play story time, which people just can come in out of the cold and come play, and we bring out all this.
Okay,
fun
libraries are
equipment.
not what they used to be because
No.
all I remember, and I loved it back then, but it was just books, and summer reading was my
Yes,
big moment.
yes, that's
But
coming up.
I know.
Yep.
That gets me excited.
Oh, good, good.
But how cool. You have activities. You
Yep.
have all these different reasons to come into the library,
Yeah.
which is really special. And I like that you said it's a community space.
It is a community
Yeah.
space. It's a safe space, and
Yeah.
we are warm and welcoming, and we'll try to get you what you need. And then if you just want to go into a corner and read, that's okay too.
That's so cool. Okay, so let's say someone one day came in, just throwing it out there,
Yes.
because I know there's so many different ideas, and they wanted to maybe do a painting or something. Is
Oh,
that something
interesting.
you're, because I just was thinking if someone came with,
Yeah.
are you able to bring in, or is that, yeah.
So
I guess I'm just saying like crafting or something. if you want- yeah.
Painting, because I'm sitting there thinking about paints and carpets,
right.
And we try, you know,
Right.
we do try to keep our spaces clean,
Right.
And so, but we do offer painting classes in our
Oh,
community
there you
room.
go.
So our adult
Win-win.
classing, we do.
Cool.
We just wrapped up embroidery for our adults, and so we do crafting classes
Okay,
within
this
the
is
library.
something I think people need to know too, because I didn't realize that
Oh, yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have adult classes, and we do crafting classes. We're about to kick
Where
into
have I
spring,
Where have I been?
which we'll do gardening, whether it's vegetables or flowers.
Okay, I'm down.
So we will bring in dirt and.
Okay, let me
yeah.
ask you about
We'll
that,
get
'cause
messy.
that's really exciting. How would I find out? Do I go online and
Yep.
do you have a list of the classes
Yep,
there? Okay, cool.
evld.org, and we're always trying to change it up.
I love this.
We definitely have kids that come in and they're like, "Can we borrow some scissors?" Sure.
That's what I was gonna say,
And
like,
they're doing like their whole big poster for school
For
and
their
so-
homework,
for
et
their
cetera.
homework.
Okay, cool.
So like you can come in and kind of do a lot.
Right.
So
That's
we
so
have the
neat.
tables, the chairs, and if you need to borrow scissors, we have those too.
And let me ask you one last question, because
Yeah.
I thought that was so interesting about the different zones. That is
Yes.
something I've never heard about before. Do you have that posted somewhere online, or is that something when you just come in
Oh,
you share?
you just kind of
Okay.
come in. So we
Okay.
have people who are like, "I need a study," and we're like, "Okay, downstairs." For Avon, it's downstairs. For
Cool.
Eagle, it's upstairs.
So that's good to know.
Yep.
Each space or each different
space
library
is different.
Okay.
Yep. And then for Gypsum, it's going to be like the West Wing.
Okay.
And the East Wing is our like teen and kid zone.
So cool.
And definitely after school, you're gonna know which zone.
Yeah, you're like, you don't need to ask anyone. You're going to see it,
You're
here,
gonna see
you're
it
going to be
here,
in it.
You're gonna know which one.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I am excited. Today's the day.
Yep,
I am
today's
going
the
to be
day.
getting my library card. As always, thank you so much for
Thank
educating
you.
us
Yeah,
and teaching us so much about libraries. We adore you.
Oh, thank you.
Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This Saturday and Sunday, there will be live music at Gambit Bar, Shakedown Bar, Park Hyatt Beaver Creek, the Red Lion, the Blue Cow, the Weston Riverfront, and the Revel Lounge at the Hythe. On Saturday, Aritza Spanish Tapas and Wine in Beaver Creek will have a live flamenco show. Also on Saturday, Chasing Rabbits will have an intimate night of grooves with Trace Mortimer and Monty Kiddo, and House Calls with Rossi at Chasing Rabbits is on Sunday. Also on Saturday night is Cocktails and Clay at the Alpine Arts Center in Edwards. You can join and make ceramic aspen vases, and registration is at alpineartcenter.org. And the sky is the limit when it comes to the youth aviation program. They'll be building a full-size biplane on Saturday at the Eagle County Regional Airport. Check out Eagle Aviators for more info on how to register. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info, and as always, spread the good vibes.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the TVA Weather Center. Happy Friday. What an awesome show. Let's take a look at the weather outside. 8 a.m., 22 degrees, a high of 36, partly cloudy and winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So gorgeous day out there. Chilly though, so definitely bundle up. 8 a.m., 22 degrees and partly cloudy. Noon, 31. A little bit of cloud coverage at noon. 4 p.m., that cloud coverage is going away. 33 and sunny, mostly sunny. And then 8 p.m., 22 degrees and clear skies. So like I said, a gorgeous day. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor. Eagle, 41 degrees, a little bit of cloud coverage. Avon, 38 degrees, more cloud coverage. Vail, 36. Denver, 56 degrees, feeling like spring in Denver. Tonight, a low of 11 degrees, mostly clear. Sunset at 5:51 and winds south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Saturday, we have mostly sunny, 44 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny, 45. Monday and Tuesday, the precipitation, snow showers heading our direction. 60% chance on a Monday of snow showers, 44. Tuesday, 36, and Wednesday, 34 degrees and mostly sunny. So it's going to be a gorgeous day out there, a beautiful week. Like I always say, sunshine, snow, we really never know in these mountain towns of ours. I hope you have a great Friday, an amazing weekend ahead. Have some fun out there. We had an awesome Friday with you. Phil Long, we got to talk to the Eagle Valley Library District, and Kim, obviously, with Eyepieces of Vail. Have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. You're home in the Rockies.